guess I got it.
Sitting over here.
Yeah, I can't see you.
Hi.
Say, just you.
So what do you got in the cup?
Knocking into each other.
No, there's a little helper, by golly.
That's not very much. 624 population, only 300 registered voters.
We do have an older population that might just.
Oh, sweet.
There you go, girls.
I didn't read the agenda, or they haven't had. How they doing that?
They were the only house besides.
We were the first ones.
They have the Parkston High School come into our city council meetings. They have like this whole little law thing that they do at the high school, and the kids come in and learn.
His little sister.
Cindy.
Yeah.
She's my little sister.
That's her little sister.
Yeah, we built that house up there. We were the first people out there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Comes down and plays bingo at our place.
You wrote out there.
I remember where the cafe was,
I do too. Not where he showed.
but I don't know if the cattle guard had anything to do with the property now.
All I knew was cattle garden was cows on one side, not on the other side. But according to him, that's
I just want to see what happens.
I see.
Where were they?
Is that the hush up?
City property?
Oh, yeah, every time I talk to him, I see you go like that to him, and like
I got a nervous twitch. I have no stake in this one way or another.
I don't want anybody to be offended by any questions I ask.
Yeah, I know. When I was looking on the map,
I'm just curious.
that's one way on the west side of where that cattle guard.
People would ask questions.
I don't either. I just don't like being called somebody online called me and they just wanted to come here. Actually, Idaho statute says the public can shall public comment each 3 minutes per person, but it's usually up to the mayor to dictate how much time is allotted. But that is actually the statute. Yeah, but that's they should. Idaho statute does allow for public comment up to 3 minutes per person.
I don't know.
See, that's why I came here. It works too.
Because
I couldn't just sit in my bar playing. But I was like, no, I want to. And I do love stand-up.
I missed the last one.
going out. The second one, somebody called on a white knight and they immediately sold it. And then the third one was Maureen's. But
Yeah, I got my 8-year-old.
they had cows in there. And Bart had both her parents were not in and shutting them down.
I lost my mom.
It's like it's so
She lost her mom at 2
That's about
Immediately
I lost my mom to
and
brain
it ate
cancer.
our fruit trees.
Mine was malignant melanoma for my mom. And then I took an ancestry DNA test and finally met my dad when I was 40.
Yeah, I know where it was.
That's interesting.
Oh, I'm sure.
I wrote him a nasty back at first. I'm like, you
I'm adopted after the 23 years.
but I love him.
Nobody's ever showed up, so.
Yes.
Oh, really? Try the ancestry one too.
I know.
Yeah.
You can figure it out. You can figure it out. You work your ass off. But anyway.
1979. 45.
You're just a
I'm getting there.
baby.
I'm starting to feel my creaks and.
Oh, I've had that
When
since
the
I
weather
turned
goes
30.
bad, you're like, oh, I don't want to get out of bed.
Yep. Like this work.
And you have a story.
Sorry, Chief.
Hey there, friend.
Cheryl.
Good idea, turn on your phone.
Oh, I got it. Excuse me.
No, I think it's right on.
Now we're off.
It was never on earlier.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't so. I didn't realize it.
Well, let's get started.
Please stand for the pledge.
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I would like to thank Sheriff Giles for granting my request of having a deputy here, and I'd like to thank Deputy Luther for being here tonight. Greatly appreciate that. I would also like to remind the gallery to please be quiet during this meeting so that we can hear and discuss some things up here. So if you could do that, that would be greatly appreciated. It would help things just go a little smoother. I would like to amend the agenda 74-204C on good faith to remove number 4, the recall election, to formally accept the results. Latah County Auditor Office informed the city clerk the recall election would be certified on Tuesday, November 12th at 5 p.m. This was a mistake on the county's part. They did not take into account the Monday holiday on November 11th when the city was notified and the agenda had already been posted. Also to remove number 9, the fire chief traffic signs quote approval. This was approved by the council in May. So I think the quote is just for us to look at. Oh, and we're going to remove executive session as well. Okay. Second.
I'll second.
Oh, no, we're on the minutes.
Oh,
So,
go ahead.
the grant IDL, I assume that must be for Clifford. Fire related,
Yes.
or one of the trucks or something?
No, it's just any, we only pay 10% of that grant.
Okay,
We'll get reimbursed 90%.
No, I didn't have a question about the payables.
have a question? No question. Judy, do you have a question about it?
Well, actually I do. Normally, Cindy, the last couple that you've done, have you put all the combined bank accounts on them? I'd have to go back and look at them. Have they been on there before? Because I see you're on there this time, there's an excess amount of accounts on here.
Yes,
So, and that'll be brought up in the next meeting.
it's gonna be brought up in my staff report, that's okay, but no, that bank account list is for my staff report.
Okay, perfect.
I move to approve the minutes and the payables from October.
I'll second.
4 months ago in July, I had the idea of purchasing a ticket book on the agenda, so that the city of Juliaetta could actually start enforcing our own city codes. There was a tie vote. Our mayor broke the tie and voted no for the purchase of a ticket book. So I decided to go back in some very old meeting minutes, and over the decades, the idea of a ticket book came up many times, only for a purchase of a ticket book to not happen. Since last month's meeting, I've had a few tenants, not tenants, residents, request the need for a ticket book. So we can
Point of
have
order.
those.
I may be one of the ignorant locals that Ms. Fuller was referring to in her recent Facebook post about being recalled by an overwhelming majority of the good people of this community. But if I remember correctly, this topic was put on hold until the attorney could get back to us. And although we haven't received legal input yet, Ms. Fuller demanded the topic be added to this meeting's agenda. In my opinion, to try and bully the council to making a decision before having all the necessary information.
Actually, I spoke with Todd Richardson.
Well, I haven't heard from Todd, so,
And
can I please
Well,
continue?
please let me finish, because I have the table, just for a moment, please. I did have several emails exchanged with our clerk, and she wasn't sure, it's on my iPad.
I have it right here.
Anyway, so she was trying to explain that maybe we did not, she first said she was going to discuss the ticket book during staff reports,
But she does have information on the.
but we can't vote during a staff report.
Well,
So I
her-
have copied, please, I have copied the attorney, city attorney, Tye Richardson. I then get an email saying from our clerk, who I trust, because she's the clerk, and she said, I have put you on the agenda to discuss for us to go ahead and purchase a ticket book.
That's not what it said.
I have it right here.
I have the minutes, I have the email also.
Would you care to read it, please?
I'll go get it.
Or I'd be happy to read it too.
So I'm just curious as to why.
I mean, she
if this
proved it.
is-
She
Why
proved it.
didn't the city attorney email all of us? Why is he just emailing you?
Why is this you?
That's why I'm, and I know he's not here tonight, but I'm just curious as to
Yeah, no.
why the rest of us weren't
Yeah.
privileged to that information.
I don't know. I just have what Melba sent me, and her fourth email says, I have put you on the agenda to discuss the purchase of a ticket book, so we can start enforcing our city ordinances. I want to know why this is such a big deal. Every other town is doing this. And before the sheriff can get involved and start knocking on doors,
Well, I
we have to
believe-
do our part.
And I believe Melba has the information that the sheriff.
It's the same
said.
information I brought in July, the exact same
No, it's
information.
not.
Deputy Luther, can you give us any input on this? What is your thoughts? I mean, do you guys do this? Or is the city?
Citation,
Mhm.
usually it's when the city asks us to.
Then you
Right.
are the ones that, you have to take a vote.
No,
Well, we
They
have-
write City of Julietta on the ticket.
Yeah, write City of Juliet on there, or we, electronic tickets, so.
But it does have the City of Julietta on there, right?
No.
You
Oh,
could
on
write,
an electronic
Can I,
ticket?
can I
Yes.
tell you what I
Please.
found out? Okay, so, call Latell County Sheriff's Office on 10/22, or 24/24, talk to Emily. Also talk to a deputy who stopped by City Hall. A letter from City Hall with mayor's signature, this is number one. We will have to issue a letter from City Hall with the mayor's signature stating the violations that is going to be issued. Then it has to be sent to the city attorney for approval, because ultimately he will be prosecuting it. Then we will call the Latell County Sheriff's Department to either deliver the letter, or we can send it by certified letter. After amount of time stated in the letter, 30 days or whatever,
They get 30 days.
whatever we say, and the ordinance has not been cleared, we will call the Latell County Sheriff's Department to issue a citation with a fine. They will write that citation on Latell County Sheriff's ticket pad and write City of Julietta on the ticket. They'll mark out Latell County, put City of Julietta. There's no need to purchase a City of Julietta tickets. And for the animal ordinances, the Latell County uses the state ticket pads. If the offense has not been cleared, the officer can issue up to 2 more citations for a total of 3 tickets with fines for all 3. After the 3rd citation has been issued, this now becomes a misdemeanor and an arrest can be made, and that's when the city attorney comes back into play. That is the
I went
process.
to the sheriff.
3 different months this year, Mark brought up He wanted a clarification from the other deputy we had at that time, or maybe Skylar's had actually, our sheriff may actually been here, how it works. I talked to Detective Josh Anderson yesterday, and it's like this, it's like the city has to notify the resident if and when they're in
Yes.
violation, right,
That's
with
a
a letter.
letter.
I just
That's a
said
letter,
that.
that's
Number one.
correct. We give them, a ticket book saying, hey, you know, whatever the issue is, they get 30 days to remedy it. So we don't have to involve the sheriff's department. If after 30 days they don't, you know, comply, I was told by the sheriff's department, and that's when they can come with their paperwork and knock on the door.
So,
But
May
city
the
has to
clerk
do
be-
their part first.
so what if the city sends them a letter?
Can the
Is
clerk,
it the same, but why do we need a ticket book if the letter is basically
To show them the
saying you have
citation, for
30 days?
example, a dog at large, it's $50.
can the clerk be acknowledged, please, for
Yes.
clarification? The reason why the sheriff's department is issuing, taking the letter to them and stuff is because we pay them $900
It's
a
okay.
month.
If
They,
we have-
$800, they are our
We've known this for
ordinance
years, Mel,
services.
yes.
Okay, well, great.
It's
Okay,
a
so-
simple
I've only been-
process.
I would like to ask Deputy Luther a question. So, let's say we approve the recommendation of the city ticket book and code enforcement, and the ticketed individual doesn't pay the fine, and the issue ends up going to court. Then does the Lake Tahoe County Sheriff's Department, you would be the ones that issue the serve to go to court, right?
Well, when the citation is issued, it's issued with a court date.
Okay,
for
so
them to
basically,
appear, and then once they appear, they either, you know, plead guilty or not guilty if they appear, and if they plead not guilty, then they're set for a court date
okay,
for trial.
so then, basically, our ticket book isn't gonna have a court date, your ticket book is gonna have a court date. So you would have to issue a ticket regardless of ours,
Well,
to have a
if you
court
guys
date.
had a ticket book, it's uniform citation, it has to be the same.
But how do we put a
Statewide.
court date on it?
We don't.
At the bottom would be court date. I'm not sure how
You
code
give them 30
enforcement.
days to remedy the situation. We don't want it to go to court. We want to hopefully,
Okay, so ordinances need to be enforced, they're not,
Correct.
it's frustrating,
Correct.
it's mind numbing, and the
Yes.
people are fed up.
Yes.
However, this council voted to pay the city attorney to do some research, and he's supposed to get back with us, and he hasn't, and he's supposed to come up with those answers, sir, and I appreciate your
Yeah.
input. I appreciate this being brought back up, they need to be enforced.
Right, and we need to find out from our city attorney.
so maybe another 4 months from now, maybe.
We're waiting on our city attorney,
Well, city attorney apparently is going
but
to
that
be
doesn't
getting
mean they
back
don't
on
get
that.
enforced in the meantime, you call the sheriff's department.
Well, when you converse
Right.
with them, tell them you need to get back to the
So
council.
why does every surrounding town, Bowville,
That's a
Troy,
question for
yeah.
the city attorney, because
Why-
that's.
But why do they have a ticket book
But
and we
why are we
don't?
paying the city attorney? We pay him to answer this question, so can we please move on? 'Cause
Yes.
that's-
Do you know whose job it is to enforce the city ordinances?
Do you know whose job it is to vote to have the city attorney come up with the answer? It's ours, and we did our job.
Idaho statute is the mayor, sorry. And
But the city attorney,
No,
please,
no,
please.
she-
Yes, I have a right to speak.
Yeah.
No,
She has the right
Yes,
to
I
speak.
do.
don't have the right.
She has the right to
I'm
speak.
the one that will nominate and point to anyone that's gonna.
We're notorious for not allowing you to speak.
Idaho statute says I have 3 minutes to
Yes.
speak, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Thank
No,
you.
you're not.
Doesn't
Yes, I am. I certainly am.
Not our city.
It's, Idaho statute does say that an individual gets 3 minutes. The mayor is usually the one
Did
that,
anybody follow up on that?
Well, I know that
No.
our city attorney's been busy with other things, so he probably hasn't had a chance,
Excuse
but
me,
we need
may
to
the
follow up.
treasurer be acknowledged?
Yes,
There is repeated emails to our city attorney, repeated,
I
and we
believe you.
get no response.
Well, maybe that we should be looking into our city attorney.
if I may speak up, the city attorney is also the city attorney for 3 other cities. So he's really inundated. I'm just saying, this is the same complaints that other cities are also
Same
having.
complaints. This council is notorious for silencing you. Yeah, freedom of speech.
is Tye here?
I don't see him. Or her, do.
So according to Idaho ordinance, I am allowed to speak.
Stephanie, you're up.
See, I told you.
Is-
They bash me every time.
when they call for public comment is the time when public gets to comment at that time. So
They never do.
Real quickly, isn't it?
they should do that.
So first
They
off,
never do.
I wanted to bring up some security issues, but first off, I would like to thank every single voter that came out, regardless of how you voted for this recall. Thank you so much for showing up. It shows that you're paying attention to our city politics. I appreciate all of the people who have reached out to me and my husband individually, who know the real reason that Judy was being recalled, because not everyone likes to hear that the fire is at their house when it wasn't even a mile.
First of all, this
Close
is
it.
not on the
I am
agenda.
talking child.
This is not on the agenda.
I am talking about security. So, as I was going through public records, it came to my attention that the former treasurer shared her computer password with city council member Ms. Fuller.
She did?
This is, I have a text that is part of the city system that shows that you did, and that you admitted it. So my concern is, obviously this was poor judgment on the previous treasurer's part.
To tell the truth.
Whether it be in innocence or out of other factors, most people save their passwords on their computers. How many of us go and sign into an account and it automatically fills our password, right? So my concern is, what do we have in place for that security? And Cindy, unfortunately, you're probably gonna be the one that know these answers. First of all, have all passwords been updated on city accounts since that treasurer left? And since there has been a password shared for her own computer sign?
Is there proof of that? I would like to know.
Yes, there is.
I would love to see it.
And you and I will have a discussion
No,
at
we
another
won't, but I
time.
would love to see the proof of your allegation.
Judy, I have no more time for you. I've tried talking to you and you would block me.
You make
so
allegations, please have the receipts.
I will.
Thank you.
I will, just like I have proof of everything. Do you?
Awesome.
Now, with that said, did all of our city passwords for all of our accounts get updated?
So can I.
So I
up
can
too.
assure
No,
you
baby.
that one of the things that has had to happen is because my name now is on most of all of like the state entities and things like that, those have been changed.
Okay.
Bank accounts are still an issue. We are working on that. Unfortunately, and I'll get into that here a little bit later, but as far as like security, state treasurers, things of those natures, Bonnie's name has been removed, or excuse me, the former treasurer has been removed, and so my name has been applied, so I had to change all the passwords.
So something else that made me think, because unfortunately I'm a bit of a cynic, are all of our citizen accounts safe? Like, I mean, I realized, it was so long ago that I moved here. I don't know if I had to give my social security number to open the water bill. I don't remember. But are our accounts safe from being accessed by the outgoing city council member and the former treasurer?
So the software that we use that would hold any personal information is through Cassell. And those, that information again has been changed because Melba is the clerk and I am the treasurer. Therefore, we are the only two people that have access to that.
Perfect. Now, with that said, the Cassell, now who manages that to make sure that it hasn't been infiltrated in some way with a virus, ransomware, cloning technology?
We have a support through Cassell that we pay monthly fees for, and they manage that for us.
Okay, that is perfect to know.
We also have BNI that we also go through, that they provide all of our security for all of our computers and our phone system, so they are in charge of that.
Okay. And then also, will there be new door locks installed at City Hall?
That is something, yes, we requested.
Okay. Now, the other thing I wanted to bring up in the last meeting, we had the commissioner here from Latah County regarding housing. Once again, that got derailed with Ms. Fuller bringing up Section 8s and rentals. If she had listened to the beginning, which she had clearly had not. He had stated that these could be homes that we simply help them build in the area to sell. I would hope that this city council looks at bringing him back in to explain his point again, because she derailed it, and we could set up the ordinances, because he did say that, we could set up whether they become rentals or not. So they could just strictly be patio homes for sale in the area. Because how many of you have kids that are going to be starting their own families or have families that you'd like to stay in the area, but we simply don't have the housing for them? They're having to buy homes in Moscow, in Lewiston, in other areas outside of Juliaetta. So I would just hope that the city council looks at inviting him back to explain that again. Like he said, this is nothing, we could even be part of the group but not participate, but I do think it is something that we should look at again without getting sidetracked by Section 8s and rentals, which we all know is Judy's expertise in the area, because that is what she does. And so let's not get sidetracked by that. Let's look at homes that could be built, that could be sold in the area at an affordable rate to our younger families that live and work in this community. So that's all that I ask you to think about for the houses.
Stephanie, I invite you to talk with Tom, the commissioner. He's the one who brought up the HUD. He brought up the HUD in section housing. He brought it up.
He said it could be if we wanted it.
Yeah, so I asked him a question.
I am not here
My
to
job is to
argue
ask
with you.
questions.
I'm here to point out.
Please get your facts correct.
Okay, let's move on to number 8.
Thank you.
Thank you. Justin, I had a question about the CFN cards. Is that instead of going to the market?
That's me.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, it says maintenance, sorry, Justin. My apologies.
Wait a minute, I've lost my train of thought. Okay, so, CFN cards, I was talking to Clifford, and, now that Juliaetta is a CFN site, it's easier for them to have the CFN cards, so they can just pull right in there and fuel without having to go into the store, write out a ticket, get the receipt, and it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They don't have to worry about nighttime and all that kind of stuff. And as a business, as a government, we are not taxed. We're tax-free. Also, we get the rack, the price of the rack. So the price at the pump is not what we were gonna pay, we're gonna pay cheaper. And it would just work out better for them to have a card with their whatever vehicle. We can get one for each vehicle if we need to. It doesn't matter, they don't care, it doesn't cost any more. But it would just be more convenient for our fire trucks and our maintenance guys.
So I have a question. Do you have a question, Justin?
I didn't get to talk to you about this earlier, I apologize.
That's all right, we're kind of all crazy.
Is it down here at the market then? Oh.
And there's also one in Kendrick.
Is it just diesel or is it gas?
No, it can be, it's all fuels.
Oh,
Dye,
sorry, I didn't
clear.
ask you, I meant to.
Diesel, dye, clear, gas.
And this would allow them even like Kendrick or wherever
Yep,
they need
or
to go.
Oregon, or Washington, or Montana, anywhere there's a
Or
CFN
Gary,
site.
Troy,
Yeah,
Orfino,
yeah.
any
Anywhere-
CFN site.
Any CFN site, they used to give out votes, but I don't know if they do that anymore. But
We used to have Prime Line cards.
So would it be
There's an app.
yeah, there is, I know.
so would it be
I
like
used to work there.
like a 2-card system where they would have a personal card and then there would be a card in the truck where they just have their own personal card?
By ID.
No, each card would be assigned however you want to assign it, like a fire truck 1, fire truck 2, maintenance,
Can they put that in
Chevy.
whenever they do like their little number?
There's, you can put in,
Card stays with the.
Just have one card and they can just code it in what it is?
well,
That
whatever
way you have it
card
on the
goes.
receipt?
That's the way we
Yes.
used to with Prime Line, we coded in where we put it
Right.
in. Be the same
Oh.
thing.
Most places I know that do stuff like that, they have it assigned to a vehicle.
Yes.
And then they have a second card that goes in this, so that you can determine who's taking the gas, or who's taking the diesel, so fire truck 1, Clifford Heimgartner.
That's what I was thinking,
And
when I worked
then
for the garbage company.
That's the way to keep it,
We used to
checks and balances
I don't-
without
Right.
auditing.
Yeah.
vehicle card and then
You can put in your number.
individual PIN.
Yeah,
Oh,
you put
okay.
your number in, your PIN number.
Highly recommend individual PINs.
Yes.
So you can track.
Yeah.
We have them.
Because when you get the statement, it'll, whatever card that goes to, it'll say, fire truck 1, Clifford Heimgartner, 50 gallons of whatever fuel. Number 2, number 1. Whatever. It's all itemized out on the statement, and you get one statement.
I think it's a great idea.
I need one for my car too.
Motion to approve the city.
Your Clifford, 2 gallons, Clifford Heimgartner. Well done. How do you fit in that turtle shell?
It's huge.
So after last month's meeting, I did ask to have the building, we talked about the building fees and usage schedule for hours of operations on the annex. And I did have the ladies check back, and nobody else except Mary Lou uses the annex, and except for the election people. So where we don't have a high demand for it, and I mean, the dance brings a lot to our little community. I mean, when we do the lighting ceremony, the girls come down and dance. It's a very big thing for our community. So seeing where nobody else really asked for it, I would like to see if we could just sign a lease where it's like month to month, where Mary Lou gets it, at least the hours that she needs it, and then if somebody else wants it for like an hour here, an hour there, as long as it doesn't conflict with the original lease for Mary Lou, they should be able to rent it.
Do you know what are your hours? Are they set days, set hours? What days are those for dance?
So, this year is every Wednesday.
Just once a week? So it's just once a week right now?
But I mean, we can work, you know, I would like to see the city work with this, and because it does bring a lot to our community, and I would like to see the girls continue to dance. I've had a few moms reach out to me today to, you know, express their appreciation for the dance. And in a year, unfortunately now that the library's leaving, in a year, we are gonna have another building when they move to Kendrick. So we will have another building that the city can rent for meetings and stuff like that as well, so.
We don't exactly advertise the use of an annex. A lot of people don't even know this, so it might be something you could put on the actual website, the Juliaetta website. People are not unaware that they can use the annex, or it's a birthday party, craft show, whatever.
Well, and honestly, I think most of them probably use the community center because the JCIA has done an amazing job of updating that and making it affordable to rent for those things, and I've rented it for birthday
It's
party
way
for
more
myself.
expensive than Annex Building.
It's, correct me if I'm wrong, Eric, is it $25?
50.
50, but you get 2 floors, a kitchen, nice handicap accessible bathroom, I believe you have a good parking, a string that pops down.
Projector.
And so,
Yeah.
I think more people are going that direction versus, you know.
Here, there's no kitchen, there's no nothing.
Yeah, so I get why it's a little more expensive.
It's only for dance and have the bathroom.
What's the cost to rent the annex right now?
It's $30 a month or $10 a day. Lisa?
I wanted to speak on the cost too. There's community churches, this very room right here, Centennial Park picnic area, baseball fields, the JES cafeteria, the gym, KHS gym, cafeteria, the football field, and those are just a few of the places local that are free for the community. We don't pay to rent those, we sign up to use them. And I don't know if you're aware that US median household income is $80,000 a year. Juliaetta, it's $60,000 a year. So that's why, as a community, it is important to keep these lesser costs or no cost
Here in
areas
Troy,
down.
don't charge at all. Which is nice. So I'm curious why these two were able to speak and the other wasn't. I'm just
May I
curious.
speak for a moment? I would like to also point out that Mary Lou also manages and maintains that room by herself. She supplies it with toilet paper, she cleans the floor, she cleans the bathroom. I mean, all the years of maintenance has been done by her, which I also think is a huge compliment. I personally, this is just, my kids have participated, these little girls here have participated. It's an amazing program, and I don't think you get enough appreciation for what you do. So I just want to take that opportunity to say thank you.
Thank you. Good job.
We second that.
Melba, did you find that email? Because I have it pulled up.
Well, are we gonna finish number 10?
I thought
I
we
never
moved
finished
on
number
from it.
4.
I thought we moved on from it because we went into the CFN card.
We've already moved.
Tackett.
That's 2 months I've been on the agenda, and 2 months I got silence. Noted.
There is a Robert's Rules of Order
Hello,
about
Judy,
this.
you were on the agenda to discuss the ticket book yesterday, 3:28 p.m.
Yeah, no, that's what I have too. I didn't say that you, what was it that you
So
said that I
why
said?
couldn't I speak about the ticket book? I still don't
You just
understand.
did, you did.
You spoke about it, and then I made my comment, and we talked about
We
it.
did, it was an action item, we didn't vote on it,
Nobody moved to accept the ticket book.
because you didn't get the opportunity. Yes,
It was already on
Charles?
hold.
It was already on
We're on
hold.
number 10. Keep going.
I think the mayor has to recognize me. Am I recognized to speak?
Keep going, please.
No, sit down.
So you're gonna violate my freedom of speech?
You know, I gotta say
No, that's not.
Stand your ground.
that there were
You
people
don't have
that
that
were
right.
allowed to speak and
Yes.
other people weren't.
No,
What would you have,
please
what
do.
would you?
People were
please
allowed to
speak?
speak and other people weren't.
It's just, it was just not good for me.
My point is that this lady stood up, she raised her hand, she wanted to speak, nobody recognized her, but the other people stood up, and you all want to recognize her and get her a kick here, you don't get to do that. Because, just because you don't want to hear what she had to say, don't mean she
It
don't
wasn't
get
the
to say it.
time. That's the only reason. It's the only time.
It's
There were still
irrelevant.
other discussions going on. It
It
wouldn't
was
matter
on
to me.
topic.
You
It was
moved on
on
to
topic.
two different things after that before, and nobody even recognized her.
You don't get to pick and choose who the government.
That's
applies to.
exactly right.
Right.
We need to follow the Constitution first.
That's right.
Agreed. Thank you,
Or we're all gonna
Charles.
face the one on his hat.
Oh, I need mine. There you go.
So am I allowed to speak or not?
I think you should be. I think you
And
should
you're
represent.
standing
your ground, how you do
We will let you speak after we finish 10.
Can I chime in? I don't think it hurts to talk to the attorney. Nobody wants to see the dance hall go to Kendrick like everything else. We love the dance hall. But I think we should talk to the attorney. Mary Lou is the teacher. She's also the mayor's daughter. And there's a statute called Title 13. I don't think there's any violation of it, but it wouldn't hurt to make sure, because it has been brought up to the council and it is our job.
Well, and I would have the attorney look at the lease to make sure it protects
Yeah.
Mary Lou and the city as well.
I don't
so.
see that if the attorney says, hey, every night at, Wednesday night at 6, sure, yeah. I don't see any people lining up to use this thing. It's not like there's competition.
So I move to draw up a lease agreement, have the
Let's
attorney
start it.
look at it, have Mary Lou look at it as well, so we can keep the dance going.
It's probably
I
outdated.
think there was.
Probably outdated.
Right, so like, we just want to, we just
No,
want to.
I do believe that this was squared away years ago, is my understanding. I think it's brought up. Let's just look at it and do everything we can to make sure it goes forward.
Mark, I did find that in meeting minutes, and the consensus was you needed to show that you needed insurance in case one of the girls got hurt, and that never got brought
Do
to
you
that.
have?
Didn't know that. Easy peasy.
Yeah, so there's a motion on the
A
table.
second.
What's the motion?
The motion is to draw up a lease agreement with Mary Lou and have the attorney look at it.
And can we
Mary
try and
Lou
get
look at it.
like a rush on that with Todd, so we can have it on next month's agenda to get it taken care of?
Yes. And maybe you can get back to us on some other things. So I think there's a motion in a second.
So drop a lease agreement with Mary Lou and city,
And have the city attorney look at it and check, what did you call that? What statute did you call it?
Oh, Title 13.
Title 13.
okay.
Just so everybody's protected and we can not have to worry about this anymore. We can continue with the dance.
Okay, who made the motion? You did it? Who seconded it? Sorry.
I did.
Thank you.
Okay, how we vote?
Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you. According to what the attorney said back in July on the city book, it is the mayor's job to go around and enforce the ordinances. And so therefore, he was gonna check into getting a ticket book, but ultimately, it is the mayor's job to go around and cite the people or whomever that is in neglect or whatever the case may be. And I've been to quite a few of these meetings, and I've been shut down twice now, and, you know, we need to clean up the town, because I've gone around, I have my niece now that is in from Virginia that now I'm taking care of because both her parents have passed away, and she's just like, oh my gosh, look at this garbage, look at this garbage. You know, it's embarrassing to me to, you know, have my 11-year-old niece go around and say that when, you know, I moved here almost 2 years ago, and I love this town. When I was up here visiting with my daughter that lived in Juliaetta, I never wanted to go back to California because that's where I used to live. I wanted to stay here in Juliaetta. But now, like I said, there's more and more places that are, you drive down Water Street, how many houses have old cars in their in the front yard, just garbage cluttered all over the front yard? It's disgusting. It's just, we should have a clean town that people want to come and visit. You know, people come in and they're like, oh, they don't enforce nothing here. So, you know, then you're gonna get more crime, you're gonna get more drug activity, you're gonna get just more ignorant people moving into the area. And like I said, just being here the short time that I've been here, I love this town. And I would love to see this town get cleaned up.
I would like to just make one comment. The question of the mayor enforcing the ordinances was not what we were talking about. We were talking about the ticket book. The mayor ordinance has been brought up several times, and I believe that the sheriff is the one that said that, you know, I mean, he is supposed to write the letter, sign the letter, which is enforcing the ordinances, not go around handing out the tickets. That's where I believe Ms. Fuller talked about hiring code enforcement, correct?
Like all the other towns, 1 hour a month, yeah.
So anyway, that, I just did want to clarify that the mayor signing the letter is him enforcing the ordinances, and the issue on the agenda was that reports. Justin.
Fairly quick, but I want to mention that Joe and I got a resolution on the dogs at large problem. So we actually hauled a dog away last week, and the Humane Society of the Palouse has agreed to take dogs, so they're without question, which is amazing. Because before, I thought I was going to have to leave it in the parking lot, because they didn't want to take them. So anyway, we worked out an agreement with them, and for a very small donation, they will take the dog, and then the dog will stay there, and the owners can come get it for another fee. If the dog is a repeat offender, we can call the sheriff, and the dog can be taken to the pound and be seized so that it cannot go back to the same owner. So we have a full through resolution on the issue. We have the cage ready to go in the back room, and so just want to let you know we did get a resolution. The other thing is Joe and I are winterizing the wells, the water plants, everything, turning heaters on. So we have the rock spreader is started up today. It's all oiled up and it's ready to go. So we'll be monitoring for snow. So that's about it.
Okay. I have two things. The first thing is, and maybe this is something Melba will be taking care of, I'm assuming. So 5 months ago, as we all know, we had passed to have the Juliaetta TV Association money collections removed from the city's water bill. That got done. However, still today on our official City of Juliaetta website, there's still a request for those, actually they don't call them donations on our website, they call them service fees. So this probably needs to be updated and removed. It's very misleading. My staff report. Awesome, thank you. I just noticed that today was still there. The second thing, I wish to leave everyone with this. And I want to say that serving only 11 months in my 4-year term was nothing I envisioned, but it shows me that sometimes God's plans are bigger than our own. And I am grateful for the experience that I gained serving on the city council for 11 months, very much. It has definitely prepared me for my future endeavors. And then I'm going to lastly say that I cannot advocate enough to everyone here, everyone watching, and for all residents of all cities across America to attend your city council meetings. You are the checks and balances, and your voice really matters, and you just need to be here. Otherwise, we're going to decide for you what we do with your tax dollars. That's right. So I hope that you, moving forward, that you attend your meetings. Always insist on truth and transparency. Remember that without the freedom of speech, we are not a free people. And Stephanie, I have one message for you. May his favor be upon you. Thank you.
I don't have anything.
Thank you for your service, Judy.
Thank you, Judy.
You're a beautiful person.
I would like to ask the mayor to call
Thankless
a
job.
special meeting so that we can canvass the results of the election and go into executive session, Idaho Code 74-2046F, headed later, like, in the next, because we have, I think it's supposed to be 48 hours. Some information came to light that we need to discuss with the city attorney. So I would like to see if you would be willing to call a special meeting, if everybody's available in the next week or two.
Are you gonna make that information public?
The information that we talked about in executive session,
The information is coming to you.
we will consult our attorney first, because that's what section F is to communicate with legal counsel for the public agency to discuss the legal ramifications of pending litigation. So we have things.
Do you have an attorney? He's never doing anything.
Well, he has been here at a few
He said he
meetings.
didn't even
was in the
read the
last meeting.
ordinances.
So, that's all I have.
I have a couple things. One is that Nick has always spearheaded the lights, the Christmas lights. That's why they're so great. Something's come up. I would like to volunteer to help the JCIA to put up these lights. These are big shoes to fill. Nick's done a great job. Thank you for that. And then also, I just want to mention, you know, Judy had the 81 people show up to keep her. And I know there were a lot more people that wanted her out. Whatever, it is what it is. But let's not bring this here. We're here to do the city's business. We're here to spend your money. So just, and I want to apologize to you personally.
Thank you, Mark.
That happened.
I appreciate that.
I take responsibility for that as well, so that's all I have.
You're up, Nelson.
Okay, first of all, under my staff reports, I would like to report the wastewater treatment plant construction has gone out for bid. November 18th will be the pre-bid meeting at 2 o'clock at City Hall. December 5th will be the bid opening from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. at City Hall. December 10th, of course, will be our city council meeting, and there will be a notice of award approval at that time. It will be on the agenda. January 14th will be another city council meeting, and at that time we will approve, it'll be contract approval. January 20th, I think that's another council meeting. The notice to proceed will be voted on, I guess, I don't know. April 15th will be the start, it will be substantial completion of the project, and May 15th should be final completion. That's the wastewater. The website, I need to let you all know, our website has been down. It will not accept any more information. We have been talking to our website designer, and she recommends that we go to a new website host, because the current one, Host Rocket, has 3 times now not let us make updates to the website, and their technical support is not getting back to us, and they have different answers for the same question. So anyway, she is recommending we go with GoDaddy, and there's some prices and stuff, but I'll put that on the agenda for next meeting as an action item to be approved. In the meantime, the website will be down for a month until the new prices are approved, and we can't do anything about it.
You have our hours as we're open till 10 p.m. I don't know if you noticed that. It says we're open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. That's 15 hours.
I don't think so.
It's supposed to say probably 1.
Yeah,
Does
it says 10
Well,
p.m.
Again, that was,
Like, might have
that's the
people show up.
website designer that did that, so I will see if she can fix it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's nothing, it won't let us do anything in there right now, it's just on there, so it's not going anywhere. So in the meantime, I'll probably be posting agendas and minutes on our Facebook page, just to stay in compliance with the open meeting laws. And then I have one more thing, just a clarification. I've been talking to AIC, and looking up Idaho code. So just to clarify, Idaho code number 74-205, it's, states, the governing body of a public agency shall provide for the taking of written minutes of all its meetings. Neither a full transcript nor a recording of the meeting is required. So the city of Juliaetta is and has been in compliance with open meeting laws, according to Idaho Code 74-205, and also according to our contact at AIC, and his name is Daniel Moskowitz. So there is no code stating that city council meetings have to be recorded, audio or videotaped. The only thing that needs to be recorded is the minutes, and they need to be posted so in a public spot.
I have an
That is
email
code.
from Daniel, who says that we do have to audio record any public hearing when we discuss land.
This is not a public hearing.
Yeah, right.
That is an exception. This is a city council
But we've
meeting.
never done that, that's all I'm saying, we need to begin.
We've never had a hearing.
Oh, yeah, we have.
Well, not in my,
Not in your time, but we have for
city council
years.
meetings are not hearings, so
Yeah,
they
we
do
have
not
hearings.
have to be recorded or audio.
Were our microphones hooked up tonight?
What you ordered.
Oh, there's no mics?
There's
No,
no
I-
mics. This
I would
doesn't
like to
record
know.
the
You
meetings
said
or
there would be
anything.
mics. Huh.
So, did you guys purchase this? Who purchased this?
I was told the order is Jay.
That was our last month's meeting and we approved
Right.
it.
Exactly,
Right,
it is, you
but-
ordered a wrong device.
I didn't order it. Jay would be and I did. I don't have that authority.
Well, and I believe on the minutes it was approved to order it, not necessarily
And we had a
for you.
14-day,
Right, but not necessarily for you to order it, for it to be
Yeah, I didn't
ordered.
order it, yeah.
So, thank you for doing all that.
Yes, thank you.
So, if you don't record the minutes of the meeting, how do we know what you discussed?
No, we record the minutes, they're in typed form, not in audio
Written
form.
down.
Oh, I see,
It's
so
not
you're
audio or
gonna
video.
keep a transcript of the
Yes.
meeting?
Yeah, they're all,
That
yeah,
is
they're all
required.
online too, all the previous minutes are online, once we can get our website up and going. But the, yeah, so the minutes for the meetings are recorded in a handwritten copy, and then the land, public,
Hearings.
hearings are supposed to be recorded audio.
So,
have
so
for
with
6
that,
months.
so, does that mean that,
This is me, just me.
oh, this is you?
Anyone
Yeah,
can use it,
yeah,
anyone
yeah,
can
it's
use
just-
it.
Anybody can,
Oh, I
anybody
see,
can
I
tape
see. So
record,
we-
audio
oh,
record, anybody can do that. That's not
Yeah,
prohibited.
it's not prohibited.
I see, all right, thank you.
Yep. Are you done, Melba?
Yes.
Cindy?
Yep.
So I sent you guys a list. You'll look at there, we have currently 21 bank accounts that I get to reconcile and manage every month. What I pointed out on there, a couple of the CDs are coming to mature on 12/15 of '24. I would like to request that in our next meeting, we have an action item to go ahead and cash those out, and we'll discuss it and put it into an LGIP account. I would also like to put on an action item if we can to, because I've met with the auditor, we're going through, I'm in the process now of getting everything reconciled so we can get the end of the year done and get the audit done. And upon that, he even stated, they advised that there's no reason why we should have so many bank accounts. We really should condense it down to 2. Plus, one of my positions as the treasurer is to advise you guys on financial matters. LGIP accounts are 5% interest. We make a lot more money putting our money.
Bonnie discussed this many times with us.
Well, at this point, I would like to request that to be an action item if we may, please. So that we can kind of get that down to a more manageable, plus makes us, the city more money in the long term. The other things I'm kind of working on, Road and Street report, I did complete the compliancy to the state, our state treasurer's, our state controller's office requests a financial report. I did get that submitted, it was due by December 1st, so we're definitely in compliance with that. I should be working on the audit here probably towards, I'm gonna say the beginning of December, possibly maybe the last week of November. And was there any questions on anything that you guys had or information you guys would like to have before I come into the next meeting with these action items?
Excuse me, Nasty, I'm wondering if that account that the mayor has for receiving all the TV money, if that's one of those accounts still, or if they got it closed out.
It's been closed.
And if there's an audit, if this audit, or if there's a forensic audit or something, since he's gotten that money since 1960. Someone online said that came to over $1 million.
There's a lot of misinformation.
Hey, laugh it up. 60 years
Judy.
compounded.
Judy,
Well,
there is a forensic audit underway.
Thank you, honey,
as we speak.
thank you. These people, where they been?
Yes, please.
Where they been? The library
Okay, for
moved away.
verification, I would like to
Library.
share the information that I have obtained regarding the Juliaetta TV Association. In the last 4 years, we've collected $7,100. I'm just rounding off. We overpaid the Juliaetta TV Association by $122, so it was like $72.22. So the amount of money that you're hearing, that's 4 years of donations that were accepted.
He said
And
he
that
was
money
doing it
went
since
through
the
the
60s.
city and went straight through to the Juliaetta.
Which is
TV.
illegal.
Cindy, can you tell me how much of that $7,000 the mayor donated in 4 years?
Yeah.
It was close to $1,000.
No, it was more than that. It was
Kinda like
probably
P. Diddy
close to
spends money. It doesn't
$2,500 to
cover crime.
$3,000.
Let's not sugarcoat this, but our city attorney said
Black and
it
white,
is
those are the
unlawful.
facts.
No, but
Those
it's-
are the facts.
I'm not talking about the dollar.
I am giving the report.
We should have never been
And it's
trusting
very
them.
disrespectful that you continue to
No.
argue and treat people this way. I am
You're
giving
way
the
on the
report.
scene.
I'm not giving false information,
Yes, you
and I
are.
can print it out because I provided it to
I'm
the
working
police.
with Detective Josh Anderson,
Yes,
I got
and
an
he's got
update
my
today.
Okay, I'd like to call point of order, please, we need to keep moving along.
I just wanted to bring up that I work in Lewiston, and the son of the former broadcast manager for KELW came to me, and he thought that it was laughable what was happening to the mayor. I am not taking sides. Like I said, that is not the reason that she was being recalled. She knows why I went and had her recalled. That is a completely separate issue. But he did want me to pass on to the community that he was the broadcast manager for over 30 years with KELW, and the amount of time that the mayor and his family put into this TV association, there is no way we could have ever collected enough fees to pay that amount of time. If everybody's just gonna be throwing out things that they read on Facebook, I'm gonna go ahead and just bring up something that was actually told to me by someone in Lewiston, part of the TV community. Thank you.
If the mayor has taken money from that account, no matter what he's donated and how much time he's put into it, that's theft. There's no way around it. You can sugarcoat it whenever you want. If there's corruption, the corruption's gotta go.
Okay, we're gonna move on from the TV Association. Because Elder, do you have it, sorry, Cindy, do you have anything else? Clifford?
I fell asleep. No, you didn't. The fire money that we got from Idaho Department of Lands, I purchased another brush truck.
I saw it down there.
It's a monster.
It is a
You have to come
monster.
down and drive it. Other than that, that's.
Okay, Mr. Dodge, where's Joe?
He's in the back.
Do you have anything?
The only thing that, when we went up, took the dog up to the Humane Society, we've been having an issue with the dogs getting in the garbage down at the park. And she suggested just to get one of those sonic, that they go sonic, where only the dogs can hear it, and just put it up so if it gets underneath it, it'll emit a sound and then they'll chase them away.
The ones you plug into a plug-in?
Plug into a plug-in.
Okay.
We're gonna try it if you guys are okay with it, see if that helps, just see if it helps. We don't wanna do it full-time because we don't want, when people take their dogs down there during the day, we don't want to upset them, but like, cause it usually strikes first thing in the morning, late at night, they're usually the ones that when they have to get in the garbage. I think we're gonna try to find one with timers so that you can set a time on it, so it's like 7 o'clock in the morning, it shuts off and just turns back on like 7 o'clock at night.
Is it dogs or is it raccoons?
Dogs,
or-
everything.
Okay.
It's a dog, because I've actually seen it 4 or 5 times, but
Right,
it
but I
runs
mean,
off
will
before me.
will the sensor thing, will that scare off every animal, like raccoons?
Yeah, everything.
whatever?
It's supposed to be for all animals. So if you guys are right, we're gonna try one. If it seems to work, then hopefully that'll eliminate that problem again. Because it's 3 and 4 times a week that I'm having to pick up garbage.
Put it in the barn, huh?
So,
Do you
Yeah,
have
that's
a
it.
camera, Joe, that you can camera?
Yeah, we-
Do you know whose dog it is?
not for sure. Can't really, I haven't got that up close enough to see whose dog for sure it is.
You have a trail cam that you can?
We can, but you have to catch it out of people's property. We can't just, we can say,
If you trail cam and saw the dog
yeah, we can say,
there,
hey, you
then-
know, this happened, but we
Then you
can't
can,
really.
then you can give it to the sheriff department can. Or animal control
I
people.
can tell you all about a letter that I got from the city. $100 a day fine I get for the dumpster that jumps in the cars. And for the mayor, it came from them. I'm getting $100, my fine is up to $50,000 now because of Ed Gross Close, his nephew, I think, or brother. And the other neighbors, Eddie Sands closed out his junkyard. They hauled it to our subdivision and my land. I had to hire a lawyer to get it off an acre. Mr. Gross Close sent me that letter. Well, I'll see you in court, sir.
I second.
I'll see you in court.
All in favor?
And there's going to be an investigation of you and your family.
So, this Thursday, the 21st.